Hi everyone, this is Spoony here with Guillaume, one of the producers of Dead Space 2, and Lisa Foyles is here, and she is terrified of this game.
I am very terrified.
She does not want to. She wants to see this game, but at the same time, she's too scared. So I am hosting this with her. So
there's no way I'm even gonna play this. I will just crap my pants. I'm not.
All right. So Guillaume's gonna play us through this game and kind of take us through the first steps of it and explain what's new and exciting about Dead Space 2. So why don't you go ahead and get started, and we can have some fun here.
Sure. So first of all, you're starting in the Church of Unitology, which is, you're going to start in the freezers of the Church of Unitology, which is the big building, the big church on the Sprawl. The Sprawl is the big space city around one of Saturn's moon, and the action, the game is going to take place all around that big space city. So this is one of the many environments, the many levels that you're going to find out in the finished game. It's a big, scary. It's a lot of freezer. For some reason, they're freezing dead bodies all over the place, and of course, those dead bodies become necromorphs. So it's a really dangerous place.
So I've heard that there's been a real change in focus of sorts for Dead Space 2 in that they've actually given the main character a voice. They're letting him talk, and so that's really kind of a bigger emphasis on storytelling for this game, where you're no longer just a mute observer who's being told to go fix things and told to go repair the power coupling and all that stuff. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, exactly. It's really something we wanted to focus on, is that Isaac has more of a personality. Players will be able to relate to him much more in the game, and at the same time he's much stronger. Now he's no more reacting to an outbreak he doesn't know anything about. He knows what he wants to do, he knows what to do, and he's going to do anything in his power to stop the necromorph outbreak.
Right, and so I remember that Warren Ellis, the comic author Warren Ellis, was he wrote the screenplay, or at least the script for the first game. Was he involved with the production of Dead Space 2 as well?
I cannot tell you anything about that. That's a question I cannot answer.
Oh, okay, it's top secret. Okay, I can. All right. Okay.
What about the weapons? Are there any new weapons from last game?
There are new weapons. I'm going to show you the javelin gun, which is a really cool gun. So basically, this is a javelin gun. You can impale your enemies to the wall, which is really fun.
Yeah.
And not only can you impale them, but you can also electrocute them afterwards with the secondary fire. So you got that guy. Boom.
Nice.
And now I'm not sure if he's dead, so I'm going to just electrocute him. There you go. Oh. And you also got the pair attacks now. The enemies can jump on you. They can really give you a lot of damage, and you're gonna really act really quick when that happens. So there's also another feature. If I telekinesis his body, I'm gonna take his fang, and now I can shoot that back to his at one of his friends. So I'm gonna show you that. Oh, there's a puker. Whoa, I missed him. So I'm gonna take another one, not this one. All right, so aim at him and shoot it back. So this is really cool because you can impale people with their own limbs, but it also saves you ammo.
Yeah, that was one of the big things about Dead Space. Was I remember running out of ammo a lot, or not running out of ammo, but you were always very conscious that you had a limited supply. So you really had to be very sure about where you were shooting, and what kind of ammo you're using on what, because the weapons were very specific in some cases on what would affect what, right?
Yeah, very specific. I mean, it's part of the scary element. You always got to watch your ammo. You're not sure which weapon to use. So it's coming back in the second one. We give you a little more of action, a little bit more quicker, but it's still going to be really towards inventory management, and we really want to keep that very horror aspect and horror genre back in the game, as powerful as it was in the first one, and even more, push a little bit forward again.
Right, so is this a multi-platform game? Because we're playing it right now on the PS3, right?
It's going to be on the PS3, on the Xbox 360, and on the PC.
All right, so on the PC as well. I always love playing on the PC. I got a really good computer, so I love to show it off.
All right. So this is one of the new puzzles game. So Isaac is an engineer, so we thought we could give it a little bit more personality. So now he can hack into things from the sprawl. So I'm going to show you one of our mini games. He's basically going to hack into that system to make some beams come down. So this is the new hacking mini game. I got to find the sweet spot, and when I got the blue spot, I keep it in, press X, and then he's hacking into that, and there's going to have a deploy of the beams. So it's another puzzle right there. We want you to use your stasis and your telekinesis at the same time. So we wanted to have puzzles a little bit more in depth and have a little bit more layers. So this is one of those that's gonna be happening throughout the game. So I'm gonna run you through a little bit of the puzzle. So first of all, I need to stasis down the wheels and then take the beam down. Now it's gonna try to stabilize the wheel, then I run around and take the other beam down. There you go.
See, that's kind of interesting that you guys are really trying to do as much as you can with the puzzles and the stasis powers and stuff like that. And also, it kind of makes you feel like you're actually using this character, because as I recall, this character is an engineer. He was like the chief engineer on the ship he was on. So it kind of feels like you're using this character's main skills. He's doing what he's meant to do, also in the context of this game.
Exactly. So we want to stay really true to the franchise, but have a little more depth, and also have an Isaac that's a little bit more different. He's more in control, he's more in power, and he has more talent to really stop the necromorph outbreak. So now I deactivated the gravity, and you're going to see another new feature that we put into the game. So you can remember in the first game was the zero gravity mode was basically flying from one wall to another.
Right.
Now it's 360 complete controls. You can fly anywhere you want, you can sprint, so it allows for not only more freedom for the player, but also more gameplay elements that we can play with and make you live a different experience.
So that comes from an upgrade in the suit, right?
Yeah.
Are there more upgrades for the suit? Like, does he have a just brand new setup here?
There'll be more upgrades for the suit. I mean, you can change suit throughout the game. You'll have access to more different suits. So there's going to be more upgrades, more different suits, more variety in the suits you can use throughout the game. Yeah. So this is the blade, very dangerous. So again, I'm going to use my stasis, slow it down, then sprint past the blade so I don't get caught in half.
Yeah.
That's cool. He's got rocket boots. I'm loving this, because that was actually... I really like the design decisions for Dead Space when, it really used every aspect of the fact that you were in space. You were this engineer, you'd go inside, you'd go outside, and when you went outside into the vacuum of space, the sound, the feel of it was very different. You moved much more differently. It was much more methodical. And, things like that, blood and gore would be kind of floating around and stuff like that. It just kind of felt like they really got it. And with this game, I'm really impressed because you've kind of recognized, or at least to me, you've recognized what this game did really well in terms of atmosphere. And you're trying to amp that up and trying to diminish, maybe the weaker parts of the game, like the mute protagonist. You found out what might have been wrong, and you're putting together what really worked. And so I think that works really well.
Yeah, it's a really tricky balance because we have a big fan base. We want to stay true to the franchise. We want to stay true to Dead Space 1, but we wanted to make it a little bit deeper, a little bit more different, to have that really action-intensive gameplay, but while really respecting the horror and their horror aspect. And one of the things we have, I can show you, is as I said, we have an hero, Isaac, with more personality, and you'll be able to see his face in that sequence, and that's really part of having that hero more present, more believable, and having players that can relate to him in a more deeper way, an emotional way.
Now, I remember being really impressed also with the fact that Dead Space had a lot of downloadable content. And I understand the game's not out yet, and maybe a little early to comment on it, but Ken, what kind of downloadable content might we be able to expect from this game in the future?
I really cannot say anything about that, I'm sorry.
I know, I had to try though, Hey, we see his face too.
Exactly.
How about that? Well, I mean,
Good looking guy.
yeah, we saw it at the end of the game, so it's not like it's a big secret. So I guess my last question for you is, when can we expect to see Dead Space 2 in store shelves?
Dead Space 2 is coming on January 25th, 2011 on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
All right, Lisa, any more questions for Guillaume here?
Is this game scary? I think I already know that's okay.
Yeah, it's really scary.
It really is.
It's really scary.
Yeah.
We took it another notch higher.
I will not play by myself. Maybe I'll play with you.
Oh, well, that's actually, I would almost like to charge tickets to see Lisa try to play this game, just so we can see, we might place an over-under bet on how long it is before she has to change her pants. I would really like to see her play. We were just talking about Eternal Darkness, a really old game a while back. But anyway, that's Dead Space 2. Thank you, Guillaume, very much, sir, for showing us this game. Until next time, we're out.
Where the hell am I?
You're suffering from a unique form of dementia, Isaac. Something you contracted on ages 7.
Oh, remembers. Everything after age 7 is all gone. Isaac, you're still alive? I keep seeing these symbols. Do you see the symbols?
They mean something, Isaac.
I need answers. Why do this? Why can't everyone just leave me alone?
Your dementia will kill you, but if you can get here, I can treat you.
Why should I trust you?
Because I'm not the one shooting at you.